Hello and welcome. You tune into Your Trades with me, Ankita Saxena. In the next half an hour, we will take you through how the market shaped up in this week and also in the May series, the month of May. How did that pan out for the market and what can you expect come Monday morning? But first up, let's see how the markets ended today. Well, today the Nifty ended near the 24,750 mark. It ended 0.3% lower for the day, but for the week, Nifty was lower. In the last 5 days, Nifty has ended the week lower by 1.2%. Nifty Bank has gained for the third consecutive session today. It has gained over 200 points higher to end near the 55,750 mark. That's where Nifty Bank had perched at as far as Nifty Bank is concerned. And in the last 5 days, the last 1 week, Nifty Bank has remained rather flattish, ending the week in the red. But let's take a look at how this month has fared. Nifty has seen an uptick of almost 2% in this month, whereas small and mid caps have done pretty well for themselves. The Nifty mid cap perched at with gains of almost 6+%, and Nifty small caps trading up almost 9% for the month. If you look at a couple of other data points, the Nifty has also traded above the previous month's high, closing this week in the green. But Nifty mid cap and small cap have traded above the previous month's high, which also ending the week in the green. In fact, today also the broader markets were outperforming the benchmark indices. Now, Nifty Bank has been trading around its all-time high, but it was still trading lower lower than the previous month's high. But Nifty Bank managed to close today also in the green and with gains of 1.2% for the month as far as Nifty Bank is concerned. But let's take a look at some of the other headlines that made news. Also, we did see a couple of news flows coming on the tariff front as far as the Trump tariff is concerned. Trump tariff has been restrained by the appeals of the court, and that also saw some sort of an impact coming in on the Wall Street. And of course, we did see an impact coming in on Indian market as well on the back of the stay coming in on the Trump tariffs. Also on the tariff front, we had Trump extending the tariffs for European Union, and the deadline has been extended to 9th of July as far as European Union tariffs are concerned. So these two big news coming in on the tariff front. Back home in India also, we had the RBI come out with its balance sheets that has expanded by 8.2% in FY25. We also had SEBI tightening monitoring in the derivative segment. That's another piece of news coming in as far as Indian markets are concerned. We also had the RBI, which is likely to pay the record 2.69 lakh crore dividend in FY25. So that's another thing that we were tracking closely. But besides that, a couple of stocks that I would mention that made news in this week. Bajaj Auto Ola Electric, that lost its steam on the back of Q4 results that they posted. So they were reeling under pressure. IndusInd Bank was another name that was in focus today on the back of the fact that their ex-CEO has been now barred from the securities market, and IndusInd Bank has been in focus on the back of the derivative issue that has been going on. So IndusInd Bank was another stock that was in focus in this week. We also had Cochin Shipyard that was in focus on the back of an upgrade of the status of gaining the Navratna status. So that was another stock that was in focus on the back of that. So these are a couple of names that were in focus today on the back of the news flow and we are in the thick of earnings season. So a lot of earnings candidate also in the focus today. But let me get on board Rajesh Palviya, who's the head of technical and derivative research at Access Securities, who's joining us now to help us understand how to navigate this market, and also Sudip Bandyopadhyay, who's a group chairman, Inditrade Capital, who's joining us. Hi, good afternoon to both of you, and thank you so much for taking the time out and joining us. Rajesh, let me come to you first. The way we have ended today, and if you look at the May series, it has ended on a positive note. We are up almost 2% as far as the May series is concerned. Come June series, how do you see that play out?
So good afternoon, Ankita. So looking at the rollover action, Nifty has registered almost 79% rollover. It was in line with the previous month, and it is just about to the last 3-month average of rollover activity. So Nifty has witnessed a higher rollover compared to the last 3-month average rollover, as well as the Bank Nifty also witnessed a higher rollover compared to the last 3-month average rollover. Even the Bank Nifty has measured higher rollover compared to the last month also. So on the bank Nifty, there is a strength because long has been carried. In the Nifty also, there was addition in the shares of around 20 lakh shares has been added compared to the last month. Looking at the broader market rollover activity, we believe that after a brief consolidation of next couple of days, there could be a chances of the breakout of this consolidation range. Looking at data, 24,900, 25,000 are acting as a resistance as the major call writing activity is still there at those strikes. So any breakout about 24,900 can initiate a short covering action in the market, and then possible rally can extend to 25,200 in the coming weeks. So one should remain on the buying side of trade. Bias is on the bullish side for the trade. 24,700, 24,600 are attracting major put writing activity. So these levels are likely to act as a support area. For Bank Nifty, the major put based concentration is now placed at 55,000, 55,500. So these two levels needs to watch closely in the near term perspective. If these levels are intact, I think Bank Nifty has potential to give breakout above 55,800, and once this happens, we could see a new all-time high trajectory very soon for Bank Nifty. As especially in the today's session, we have seen a lot of activity in PSU banking basket. So that clearly giving a sign that ahead of policy action, I think there are a lot of accumulation activities happening in this PSU bank, and we could see a good rally to unfold in coming days for PSU banking space. So Bank Nifty is looking more promising compared to the Nifty.
Looking more promising, and that's how today's trading session has also panned out, where you had Nifty Bank, Nifty Financials and Nifty PSU banks that have emerged as the only winners. So Rajesh, thanks for that take coming in. And Sudip, hi, this is Snehi also joining in on the show. Give us a sense of what you have made of the earnings season gone by. Now that's finally come to an end for us. And when I take a look at the earnings scorecard, you have only 7 Nifty companies so far that have performed below earnings estimates, at least compared to the ET Now estimates, with 13 above, 20 in line and 9 mixed coming in. So it's not been all that bad like the street was estimating before the beginning of the season. Give us a roundup on what you think has happened when it comes to the earnings and your takes on that.
Well, you're absolutely right. I think, compared to Q3, I think Q4 earnings were much, much better. And as you rightly said, this was much better than even what was being expected. So I think we should take note of the fact that companies have performed by and large better than market expectations. Let's look at cement. I think it is one sector which has performed uniformly well. Look at some of the FMCG companies, they have performed well. Some of the construction and engineering companies, they have done well. And also, I would say, if you want to specify companies, look at how some of the other names in the building material and textiles, even technology, some of the technology companies have performed better than what was being expected. So by and large, it has been a good set of numbers. Amongst the recently announced numbers, I think some of the defense companies have disappointed. And, we have been saying for quite some time that the defense sector valuation is at such level that margin of error is very, very limited. So Mazagon Dock slipping on margin definitely will attract negative attention of the market, and that's what getting played out now. Q4 numbers of a company like a Mazagon Dock was not good. It was a darling of the market. On the other hand, look at the wind energy company Suzlon. They have performed much better than what was being expected. The management commentary was very bullish and very positive. So market has been rewarding it. Look at companies like Ultratech Cement. They have performed very well, much better than market expectations. Yes, monsoon is not a time for cement, but in spite of that, I think market is appreciating the performance of some of these large companies.
I was coming to you for this because Mazagon Dock reported its Q4 numbers, and of course, the fall in the stock price post the results. I wanted to ask, is really the party over for all the defense companies right now? Because they had run up quite a bit, and of course, after Operation Sindoor, they were running up on very high valuations, and now that the results have been a disappointment, is the party really over in the defense space?
Well, the party was, carrying on for much more than what was warranted. You see, the whole issue is the valuation. There is absolutely no doubt in the fact that some of these companies are very good companies, and there is absolutely no problem in their gaining and more orders. The order book is full and they will keep getting orders. The challenge comes in execution. Look at Hindustan Aeronautics, HAL. Now, the order book, look at the order book, it's bulging and it's continuously increasing. The management is also very confident of new orders coming in. But look at the guidance on top line revenue growth, about 8%. Now, an 8% top line growth cannot, command the kind of valuation it is commanding. That's where the challenge is. So we have to be very cognizant of the fact that you are looking at a rich valuation. And if somebody is getting in at these valuations, they should be aiming for a long haul. You should not expect quick returns in this segment. The only company where I expect a re-rating in the near future is Bharat Electronics. I think this is a fantastic company. Electronics in defense is the key thing nowadays. They cater to Air Force, Army, Navy, all three wings of the armed forces. Adjacencies like metro network, they have got into. Export market has opened up, strong balance sheet, good execution. Last year, the order inflow was below expectations, but that is going to get corrected surely this year. So some kind of re-rating at some stage during the current fiscal is possible, and investors can look at buying into BEL even at current levels.
Take coming in on some of these defense counters, but Rajesh, I want to come to you, talk about a few stocks that have been in focus other than defense as well, and the names like you have BSE, you have Bharti Hexacom and Bharat Dynamics that Sudip just spoke of. All of these stocks are at their all-time highs given the way the market has been performing and the kind of volatility we've seen. These stocks have managed to do well. Joining this list is also Indigo. That stock has done very well in the month gone by. Give us a sense of all of these stocks. How are you seeing them on the charts? BSE, Bharti Hexacom as well as Indigo, and where do you believe these stocks are headed going ahead?
So BSE is continuously making higher top, higher bottom formation, and whole capital market related theme is doing well in last couple of weeks. And the way most of the stocks from this theme are, attracting the buying interest, I think we could see further more run up in these counters, be it BSE, even CDSL from this basket can be looked at. So BSE is at all-time high, and the way stock has shown the buying interest even at the higher level. So after a brief consolidation of 5-6 trading session, now stock again move back to the all-time high trajectory. So we believe that till stock is holding about 2450 kind of level, any minor dip should be used as a buying opportunity, and maybe possible really can extend further towards 2800, even 2900 kind of zone. So we are holding a bullish view for this stock. Again, looking at the Indigo, again here also we have witnessed that whatever minor dip we have seen in this counter, again holding the stock at 50-day moving average support area. So for Indigo, the immediate support area is placed at around 5200. Till this stock is holding above 5200, I think here also we could see buying interest to remain continuous. Stock is moving in upsloping channel on weekly chart, so that clearly sign of sustained buying action. So once stock crosses above 5400, 450 zone, I think here also we could see a new all-time high trajectory. Even in Bharti Hexa, this stock is also managed to give breakout of rounding bottom sort of formation on near-term chart on the daily chart. So looking at the near-term chart breakout, we believe that till stock is holding above 1780 level. Here also we could see traction towards 1880 to 1900 kind of zone. So I think still buying interest is there despite stocks are trading almost near to their all-time high trajectory. And the broader market is also behaving in the bullish manner. Nifty, Bank Nifty benchmark indices are also holding the near-term support area. So I think we could see further more buying interest to remain in this counter.
All right, coming to you, Sudip, tell us what are your sectoral picks? Which sectors do you see leading from the front? Because banks are still resilient, banks are doing well. You mentioned how defense is, was sitting on, were over-evaluated, and of course we're seeing the impact on them as a result of the quarter 4 earnings. But besides that, what are the sectors where you see value in? What are the sectors that you are bullish on?
Well, I think one sector in this BFSI which I've been positive on has been the gold finance companies. And I've been talking about this for quite some time. And I think today's developments from the finance ministry recommending exemption from that 75% LTV rule for loans up to 2 lakh is a very good news for the gold finance companies. So Muthoot, Manappuram, both can be looked at current levels. I'm also positive on cement, which I was talking about. I think this is, you can say, Trump proof or this tariff wire proof stock. This completely depends on Indian domestic growth, and there is significant capital expenditure being promised by the government in the budget. So construction, infrastructure, building construction, all that it does require cement, and cement companies have significantly improved their cost efficiencies, whereby margins have improved. Now demand is coming back. Forget the monsoon season, but post-monsoon demand will come back, and naturally they will have pricing power back in their hands. So cement is one space which I'm looking for 1 to 2 year perspective. The other space which was bombed out till recently, and I believe its turnaround time has come, is chemicals, specialty chemicals, agrochemicals, and fertilizer, this entire basket. Now, good monsoon will give a fillip for agrochemicals, fertilizers in India. And the restocking which is happening world over in chemicals and specialty chemicals will help the pricing power as far as chemical specialty chemicals. I think overall, China plus one, the logic how Indian companies, specialty chemical companies started going also holds very much true. Except we have to factor in the tariff war related volatility in the near future. But beyond that, I find this entire sector to be again very positive.
That's the take on some of the sectors Sudip is liking at the moment. But Sudip, lots of macroeconomic indicators are also something that we are headed for into next week. You have PMI numbers coming in, and more importantly, you also have the RBI MPC outcome at the end of next week. Give us a sense of what you expect when it comes to this meeting, and where do you believe we are headed as an economy, because IIP numbers this time too over the course of the week have been much positive than what the street was expecting. So what's your take on the macroeconomics of our markets, and where are we headed from here?
Well, I think as far as economics is concerned, India is in a strong position. I think we know inflation is coming down, and with inflation coming down, RBI definitely is in a very good position to further reduce interest rates, which should help the economy. One more factor, we are going to have a good monsoon. That's the prediction from IMD as well as SkyMet, and that again strengthens the case for inflation further coming down and RBI in a position to further reduce interest rates. So maybe another 75 basis point interest rate cut over the next 6 months is in store for us, which should be good for overall growth in the economy. Credit demand is growing up. And remember, globally, one thing which affects India, the biggest, that is crude oil prices, that is under control, and that does help Indian macro as far as Indian overall balance of payments is concerned. So I think we are in a very good position as far as domestic economic indicators are concerned. IIP numbers were nothing great, and once in a while we'll have some number which is out of sync. But overall, I think we are in a good time, and I think that phase should continue for the next 1 year.
All right. Clearly, so that's how we are likely to shape up on the markets. But let's come to you, Rajesh, for the big question of the picks. I mean, in this market, do you see any buy calls coming in? What are going to be your picks?
So two stock ideas, both are on the buy side. First one is from the PSU banking basket, large cap PSU bank, that is SBI. We are looking on a daily chart. So stock managed to give breakout of falling trend line. After a brief consolidation near to 200-day moving average, there is a strong buying action in this counter, especially in today's session. A long build-up was there in data. So looking at the structure, we expect that SBI can extend its gain, and possibly SBI has now potential to move back to and cross its previous swing high. We are projecting target towards 845 with stop loss of 797. Another stock is Pidilite. Stock is moving in upsloping channel on a weekly chart. There is a long build-up in derivative data for today's trade. Looking at the structure on the daily as well as on the weekly chart, we believe that Pidilite can extend its gain 3170 to 3200 could be the next target for the stock. So one can buy and accumulate this stock with stop loss of 3080.
Liking in the market setup at present. But on that note, Rajesh and Sudip, we'll have to let you go. Thank you so much for joining us and sharing your outlook for the market next week. And viewers, with that, it's completely curtains down on this edition of Your Trades. From Ankita, me and the team that put this show together, thanks so much for tuning in. Stay tuned to ET Now for more news and updates.